In the current global economy and digital era, learn or perish is the order of the day for all adults in all sectors of life. As a result, adult education and lifelong learning have assumed great significance. IGNOU as a national university has played its role by way of coming up with the Master of Arts in Adult Education program, MAAE.
MAAE program focuses on different aspects of theory and practice, policies and programs, as well as research, among other things related to adult education.
MAE is a 2-year modular program with multiple entry and exit options. Students who complete first year of the program will be awarded with the postgraduate diploma in adult education. In case they want to continue, they will complete the second year program and they will be awarded with the Master of Arts in adult education.
MAE program consists of 10 courses, 5 courses in each year, 8 theory courses, 6 credits worth, and 1 practical course of 10 credits in the first year and 1 dissertation course of 10 credits in the second year.
Practical course of MAAE is divided into 3 components, namely community based practical activities, workshop based practical activities, and adult education training center or institution based practical activities, and the student has to complete all the 3 components for completion of this practical course.
The minimum qualification required for admission to this program is bachelor's degree from any recognized university. The minimum duration is 2 years and the maximum duration is 4 years.
Instructional system follows multimedia approach. The major medium of instruction is self-learning print materials, which is supplemented by other media such as audio-video programs, broadcasting, that is interactive radio counseling, teleconferencing, personal contact programs or counseling sessions at the study centers, workshops and field work, as well as internship at the institutional level.
Those who seek out a master's degree in adult education have a myriad of career and specialization options. They can go further for higher studies, that is research in various fields of adult education, an adult literacy teacher, faculty in university departments of adult and continuing education, extension and lifelong learning. Field functionaries in the projects implemented by state and central governments as well as NGOs. For more details, you can log on to
www.ignou.ac.in.
Don't forget to take admission. Hurry up.
Hello viewers, we are going to discuss the feminist approach of international relations. We know that how the feminism is important in the society, in the politics, in economics today in the era of globalizations. So look at this figure that the progress matters in the society. You know, there's a lot of uh, determinations who defined the feminist approach, the feminism in the society. What are the challenges, the issues for the feminist approach for the international relations? Why international relations going to think about the prism of feminism? Just look at this picture. The totally the 2 days in the era of globalizations, it impacts how where is the status of the women in the society. If you look at sociological view, where is the stand the men and the women in the society? As we pre-assumed, men are oppressors, patriarchals, experience, reality, gender interest, conflict, gender knowledge, gender consciousness, gender inequality, plus male dominations, negotiation, many more things, the women's movement, other gender, gender experience. These words are very critical to define, think about the feminist approach of the political theory, political science, and international relations. These the prominent theorists, the well-known theorists, they have some assumptions about the feminist approach of international relations. Suppose that the Kate Millets see one of the first challenge, the ideological characteristic of the both male and the female. She argues the female is born, but women is created. So there is a difference between the female and the women. Second words, because once sex is determined at birth, but other gender is the social construct created by the cultural norms in the society. We can say women and the men conform to the social construct established by the society. If you look at the second one, the Ellen Sovelto, she says she is the American literary critics of a major representatives of the use of historical data and non-literary materials such as diaries, memorials, many more things, the understanding the feminisms in the world society in the perspective of international relations. If you look at this, the feminist theory is the broad visions, we know multi-directional school is there, includes many points, the differences, the several meeting points is there. Sometimes we know the feminist theory does not only focus the life of women. It is based on the social vision and the cultural issues created so-called the gender and the role of women in the society. Doesn't matter if it's the European society, American society, or the Indian society, third world society. Some feminists highlight discrimination against the women, but they do not consider them as the victims. So, who is the victim of the society in the international politics? You know, in the context of the war, conflict, role of women in the international society, role of women in the conflict management, peace building, that matters. So we can say sometimes it's to believe the social, political, and economic equality of sexes. Discipline of international relation is integrally linked to the rhythm of global political landscapes emerging as the academic discipline, especially in 1919, after the First World War, and then come to the horrors of the Second World War. I are theorizing methodological approaches, political attentions to focus on the producing effective knowledge about international realms. Feminist perspectives also entered at the international relations. Debate was taking place within the feminist theory itself. Some of the approaches, especially 90s, during the just like the end of the Cold War, they have explained women's subordinations or unjust asymmetry in the society. Especially in the context of the equality, male and the female. Positions, power, hierarchy, binary of the sexes is there. If you look at the primary objective of feminist theory is to understand the existing social order. Many feminists believe in the market that discrimination and oppressions come into being how to knowledge can be used to work towards transformations. Sometimes it is the liberal, many theories describe the liberal feminist, Marxist feminist, radical feminist, socialist feminist, psychoanalytic feminist. Right now, you can show many more is there, the black feminist, white feminist, lesbian feminist, many more criticals is there. What kind of the gender context in the society, especially in the relation with the male and the female, sex and the gender. If you look at the IR feminist, many theoretical traditions is there. Sometimes it look at the decision making, literatures, voting and public opinions. It matters the what the women think in the society, especially the foreign policy, decision making in the international politics. That matters. Global economy, development, human rights, global governance, and democratizations. Feminism seeks to investigate stereotypes and bias based on the gender and beliefs. These are perpetuated by the patriarchal system. Identify contribution to important feminist scholars of the international politics, especially the feminist understanding of war, security, economic, and the global politics. Some thinkers approaches is there. What is the idea of the feminism in the international relations? We know it is contradiction in many cases. Critical theories aiming the study gender in international relations. We already know that what about the trajectories, what about the identity, the perspectives, the prism in the international politics. Marxist, liberal, socialist, radical, black feminisms, post-colonial, environmental feminisms, existence culture. Cultures matter for the feminist approach of the international relations or global politics. There is empirical feminisms, analytical feminisms, many more the normative feminisms. They define the whole discourse of feminist approach of international relations. Despite of these facts, there is also waves of feminism is there. Most of the political theorists, the historians divide the three waves. First wave to the 19th century, to the 20th century. Second is the 1960s to 80s, and third one is the post-90s. And then the fourth wave, and the next wave is ongoing wave up to in the era of globalizations. Sometimes we say what were the outcomes, what was the fight for during the waves of feminisms. The first is the equality, differences, diversities, redefining the political patriarchy and sexisms, gender and sex, equality and differences. Sometimes world witness written against the discriminations women in the various regions at the various points of times. Suppose that in the United Kingdoms, it is in 1759, the women's fight for the voting rights, women's rights that times. But right now, it's moved towards transnational feminisms in the era of globalizations. The first wave feminism are principally concerned with the women's material disadvantage compared to the men in the social, political, and economic reforms. Second wave is the politics, reproductions, experiences, sexual differences, sexuality, both as formed of the oppression, and sometimes they celebrate it. So there is a difficulty with the Anglo-Americans, European feminist literary theories, especially when I consider the period for the waves of feminisms. Transnational feminism is also different from the global feminism is there. Cross borders, transnational recognized inequalities, human differences, the frame, the border crossing, committed to activisms, encourage dialogue to change. Many more things is there. But if you look at the feminist international relation theory, it covers postmodernist theories, stronger, longer links between the feminism and post-colonial studies. It is marked with the special issues, many conferences, in around early 90s, especially focus on the liberal feminism to the post-colonial feminisms in the international politics. Yes, the concept of genders also challenged to the international relations theorists, especially the framework of the realist. Many more things is there. Gender structures of international organizations, women marginalized international organizations, security, decision making, sometimes development, international political economy, forced prostitutions and trafficking. You know, today many countries legalize the forced, there is no forced prostitutions, but it is the legalized prostitutions. But countries like the India and others, they still fighting for what kind of the framework of the legal framework of the prostitutions in the third world countries. Bringing women and their perspective into the international relations. We know the relevant effects, especially the fundamental players, economic and political process, societal decision-making process. Robert Cohen's engagement with the feminist theory is also there, the important. Positive contribution highlight the masculine conceptualization in the key international relation concept with the help of feminist redefinitions rather than understanding of the politics. There is a postmodern feminisms like dangerous dead end approach which should not be pursued problem that reject the scientific positivist epistemology. If you look at the prism of Cynthia Weber's good girls, little girls and bad girls, what is the perspective there? Who are the construction of the women's, the difference between the women's and the female in the society, the construct of genders and sexuality. Body into the several parts of erecting new boundaries. Textual mutations, feminist body, since criminals stand for evidence of author's attempt murder of the feminist body. Many more things is there. How they express the feelings in the society, the femaleness, the characteristic of the women in the society, role model. Many more things is there. The categorical division of mind, body, and sex and the gender. Sometimes, in cooperation with the IR body, is used for the further positivist scientific projects. Feminist holistic approach is there at the multiple strands. We can say incorporations of feminist theory, international 90s, see IR textbook, epistemology, many more things there for world to recognize the role of women in the world society. Gender and the peace buildings, UN Security Council resolution is there for the women, peace and security in resolution number 1325. If you look at New Zealand's, many more, the women's leadership in politics, leading the country, a specific the context is there. But third world, the women's and war. Women are not major actors in the war. War is over, women are happy to return to the normals. Look at these figures. They define the different geographical identity of the women in the society. If you look at the what kind of the future of the feminist theory in international relations, we say science of international relations in 80s last century, critical questions of the founding assumption of the IR, raising the kinds of the issues, especially role, status of the women, especially consider of sociological perspective in the society. Feminist theory, post-positivist theory, they have taken a stand from the positivist theory, especially with regard to epistemological, ontological, methodological foundations about the reading the international relations. It rejects the foundations and assumptions upon the which positivist theories are based on the model of language. Feminism calls questions validity and relevance of human liberations projects. So finally, we say it is the important factors to determine international politics, society, economics, the feminist perspective of international relations. Thank you.
that the world's population has reached 8 billion on 15th November 2022, and we are still counting. I don't know where do we go from here. The predictions are scary. Any idea how many people can Mother Earth sustain? India's growing population is a serious concern, and we are soon going to become the world's most populous country. Wow, number one. Population is, after all, a human issue. The UN proposed Sustainable Development Goals cannot be achieved unless and until we consider the population dynamics. So, here we are. Indira Gandhi National Open University offers appreciation course on population and sustainable development. The course explores the linkages between population and sustainable development. In this course, there are diverse issues related to population, environmental safety, livelihoods, human health, migration, urbanization, and much more. The course duration is 3 months, but of course, you can complete it within a year. The eligibility of the course is graduation from a recognized university. So, if you are a development professional, working in a government sector, researcher, or keen to know more about the population and sustainable development, the course is must for you. Hurry up and join this course so that we are able to convert population into demographic dividend and not convert it into demographic disaster. For more information, visit www.ignou.ac.in. Thank you.
Welcome viewers. Today our topic of session is advanced inventory planning and control, which is from your